G'day, g'day. All right, let's do a quick audio check. Make sure that's all sweet. If that's good, we will carry on.
Make sure that's all sweet.
Cool.
That's
Let's
good.
carry on.
Carry on. Make sure that's all.
All right. So today, we're going to be adding integrations into the Selenium PowerShell module. There's a couple of things that I do want to do with guessSE element. I want to make sure that if we do return the SE element, is that we're returning the subset of the object type of the specific element within the HTMLAgilityPack. So that's one thing that we do need to do this morning, but that should be pretty easy to do. So the way that we're going to do that is effectively write an XPath lookup to find the element, and then once we have that element, we can then go from there. So while we just sit back and relax today and have a bit of fun, definitely pop in and say good day. And then what we will do is, yeah, we'll get some of the stuff done. So, first things first. If you have if there's any sort of networking issues in terms of if you're getting dropouts, please let me know. I have been tweaking my network settings within my internal network, and there could be issues with MTU sizes. So if there is a dropouts or anything like that, please let me know. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is first things first. So we've integrated the HTMLAgilityPack into the module. That is pretty much good to go. What we're going to need to do now is that when we get SE element here, we've got SE frame, interesting. Get SE element, tag name, value frame, attributes. So essentially when we get the SE element here, we need to be able to ensure that we can get that. Now I've just got to turn the volume down a little bit so everyone can hear, but I still want to be able to listen to a bit of music while we're doing this. Hopefully that's better. Okay, so the idea here is just having a quick look. So filter, display, filter. Well, this is the first time I've seen display filter in here. Okay. Okay, so says a timeout, sets the timeout, which we don't particularly care about. Also, I'll be eating my breakfast as well. I'm just been definitely a lot more rushed this morning than what I've used to being because I've been making a spaghetti for tonight. That requires a little bit of prep to get that sorted, and I did a fair bit of it last night, but it's still something that you can't really you have to start it in the morning. You generally don't start making spaghetti sauce at in the afternoon. It's not going to taste as good, so generally speaking I try and make my spaghetti sauce for the morning. If you're not aware, I'm a massive fan of mandarins. Alright, so let's look at the attributes. Okay, honestly, I'd probably just attach it to here. For object filter. Hmm. Okay, so if the filter parameters passed in, yep, okay, it'll filter it. Output driver file elements by condition. So what we can probably do is tack it on the end here. All right, let's go and do that. So what we're going to do here, we'll tack it on the end, and ultimately it can really just, like, it's better to go on the end here anyway, just because of the fact that there's a fair bit of stuff that needs to happen. So returns the output. So what we're going to do here, so that's going to write an error, that's going to write an error. So what we're going to do here is we're going to append it into here. So this is going to be interesting because first thing that we're going to need to do, let's import that module. Okay, so we're going to import the module. What we're going to do is start Alright. Okay, so actually just random thought. All right, so excuse me. What we're going to do, we're just going to go and find an SE element by CSS class name, selection, throw, no valid target was provided. What we're going to do is up its target. Oops. Okay, so that's the element that's getting returned. We can see here we have some information. Find element by XPath. Does it actually have the XPath? It'd be nice if it returned the XPath of the element so we can actually use that to match. What type is it? Remote web element, find element, clear, click equals. These are methods. I'm trying to get property. That's a pain in the backside, isn't it? Oh, what's on location? It's empty. Okay, so that's a point. Looking for an XPath. Coordinates. Coordinates displayed. System point dot location selected. Tag name text. Wrapped driver. Okay, what's in wrapped driver? So that's the web driver that it's passed into it. And you can see there's the document, which is great, but I want to be able to ensure that I want to be able to get the XPath. So let's have a look in here and see what it's actually returning. Element find find elements by condition. Driver find elements. So it's calling the method find elements. That's not great. So the idea is what we're going to need to do. Ideally, what I want to be able to get is the XPath string value out, because then if I can get that, we're pretty much good to go in terms of being able to actually match and be able to match that specific element within the HTMLAgilityPack and then return that specific object within it. So basically you've got wrapped driver, which has obviously got the HTMLAgilityPack. We could probably call it we just call it HTMLAgilityPack element, which would then contain the actual HTMLAgilityPack element as well. And the idea there is that once you have that information, traversing parent or children or child elements is super duper easy. So I'm just not a fan of the fact that it doesn't return the element XPath, which I believe could be a better. It needs to be an XPath. I can write it so that it can do a subsequent search for it, but that's just cumbersome at most because you effectively have two decoupled searching methodologies. You want to have them tightly coupled, and XPath is the best way to be able to do that. So apologies again, I am eating my breakfast. I haven't really I have no milk in the house, and so it's fruit for me. Hash code, what's that? Interesting. Hash code. Well, I think our best bet's going to be getting the properties. Get property. So I think what I'm going to need to Have a look in Firefox. Firefox. Let's go and have a look. Well, you can get a screenshot. That's really cool. Attributes are there. I'm just going to have a look at the attributes. Okay, let's have a look at get attributes. See if this will work. If I can do a wildcard. Let's just go format this. So this is what we have. It's not great. It'd be nice if Selenium returned the XPath of the element rather than the coordinates. It probably can. It's just I'm not sure how it can. So you can get attribute. Okay, so that's just checkboxes and things like that. I don't really want that. I want XPath. Coordinates displayed, element location. Yeah, it's a point. Interesting. So what I think, well, I'm not sure at the moment. There's got to be something here. So that's the wrap driver. That's the actual driver that we passed in. Got to be something in here that can be. I think I'm just gonna have to go to old trusty Google. All right. Get XPath. This is shot in the dark. Not a good start. I think the way that we're going to have to do this is to run a side-by-side search. So it runs it in Selenium, and then it also runs it in the HTMLAgilityPack. Didn't think I had to do that, but we're gonna have to. So what does that mean? It really depends on how it's being passed in. So essentially, you can see here we have the element. So it can search by a variety of different things. Just not a fan of this. So if he wants to search by CSS, by class name, was by actually an array? Defaults by XPath. That's going to make it a little bit more tricky to integrate. The question is that can this functionality be added later, which it can, and is it probably beneficial to do that? My thought process is that ultimately, okay, yes, we're going to need to add this into the module, but what I really want to be able to actually start doing today is writing those integrations using the HTMLAgilityPack. Now you can search, obviously we can search using XPath to get the SE elements, which is great. So that's the thing, is that if we search with XPath getting the XE elements, we can then go and grab the HTMLAgilityPack. So I think I need to be able to pass I'm going to need to be able to write a, because I'm just thinking about this already, is that if you can pass an SE element into a separate command, let's say it's get SE element parent or get SE element child, you'll be passing the element in to that specific commandlet, which is better to have the XPath and the HTMLAgilityPack object set already, rather than having to perform a separate lookup, because ultimately then it just integrates natively in. So from an architectural point of view, it's better. The problem that I'm thinking is that it just means that then I'll need to be able to write a command that just needs to be able to search for that specific element by whatever type it is, whether that's CSS, by whether that's XPath, and get that out of the HTMLAgilityPack and then return that to return that. Now the interesting thing here is that if we scroll down, it's expecting only one value. Where is it? Where's count? So it's only expecting a single element, which, oh, actually, no, that's PS bound parameters contains key single, and single is equal to true. So it could get multiple elements if it wanted to. Hang on a second. A single. There is a switch single. Well, they're sitting in there, they're just not. Okay. Oh, hang on, that's get SE element, not find SE element. Let's have a quick look at find SE element. Well, I'm looking at the wrong command. Yeah, get SE element's an individual. We'll need to update that, but we also need to find the element. Where's find SE element? C, D, E, F. Where's find? I think it's an alias. That's what I think it is. So where is it? Not in the public. I wonder. Alright, so come on, find, let's see, element. Let's have a look at where it is. Guess SE element, that's what I thought. It's an alias. And it's using its parameters. By okay. So it's using that. Oh, okay, so it's an alias. Okay, so what we're going to need to do then. Just thinking about the by count is greater than 1, chain the argument, so it looks like we can search for multiple things. Let's see what we can search. Class, CSS, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name, XPath, class name, okie dokie. So this. Let's have a look at the driver. Get numbers. What do we have? I just wish there was a better way of doing it. I feel like there's got to be a better way of returning that content without having to go and write a searcher within the HTMLAgilityPack. I just feel like I'm missing something. The tag name. Coordinates. There's gotta be something there. Get CSS, get property, get screenshot. Well, get property, string property name. All right, we're just gonna XPath. Let's see if we're just gonna literally shoot in the dark. I feel like just want to see how get property is used. So yeah, I can find the element, find the element. Looks like we got location and DOM, auxiliary locator. I think there's got to be a way to get that property out. I believe that Selenium will at least have that value somewhere embedded in there. I'm gonna go to Google just because we might be able to get something else. What property is it? I will admit. Text from open source. By voting, you can indicate most useful. What is this written? Value. Returns the value of a JavaScript property for the given element. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I need to go and stir some pasta sauce, and I will be back in 5 minutes. All right. Sit back, enjoy some music, and I'll see you soon. All right, we're back. Okay, so Yep, property. Returns the value of a JavaScript property of a given element. Restream chat so we can see the screen. Well, let's have a look what we're at anyway. So if we have a look at the driver here, that's what property? Max length? Let's have a look at max length. Nope. There's got to be something here. Get attribute. Returns the value of a specified attribute for this element. Attributes are IDs, names, class, etc. Okay. Let's just try class. Okay, so returns the class. Is there an X path? I don't think that's going to be an X path. Nope. So basically it's the can we just return the entire lot? This is something that actually is tough. So these are obviously being able to perform subsequent searches, which doesn't really matter. Well, they actually, you just create the object and then you perform the search. This is frustrating at best. You literally have tagged, enabled, displayed text. That's really not that helpful. It's not helpful at all. And Selenium get X path. of element. Yep, that's XPath, XPath, XPath. What I want to be able to do is get the XPath from Selenium. This is actually pretty handy though. Hmm. I don't know, actually XPath could return a descendant or a parent. Pretty handy. Hmm. I don't know. He probably can actually do a lot of this in Selenium anyway, but it's... Hmm. Retrieve the XPath from a stored web element variable. Just extract the class attribute from the element and create the XPath. Could just do that. Not the best way of doing it. It's very, very loose matching. I probably could do by class and by element. I think that's probably going to be the case. All right, so if that's the case, so it'll have to be by tag name. So by tag name, which means I can then just shove it down here. So I'll call this A for the time being. So So it's going to just extract the class attribute from the element and then create the XPath. All right. We're going to need to write some XPath. What we're going to probably do is search for XPath cheat sheet, fantastic. Descendant selectors. Okay, we're gonna search for everything. Excuse me. For a class, which we're just basically going to say get attribute class name. Class. Look at the HTMLAgilityPack element so we can get the attribute. I'm just going to save. Let's just say output here. I'm just going to do some string formatting. And we're going to also try and get the input. So we can test this. Where's an and? Where's an and? Where's an and? Predictives. Depths and accesses. Okay, so it'll be class is that and tag will be input. Tag name. So it'll be tag is equal to 1. Output attribute output.tag name. And what we can do here, let's make this output. Okay, do that, So now we've got output. We should be able to have a look at our XPath query. See if this actually works. Okay, so now what we can do is go output wrap driver HTMLAgilityPack document node find member where is it? HTMLAgilityPack document. Yeah, get member. Where is it? Let's just say, I think it's in document node. Where are the methods? Yeah, go document node. Get member. Let's put methods. Is it? You can wrap it. Something's not right here. I think we're using the wrong version. I think we're using the wrong version. I think I might have put the wrong version in here, and that's why it's not working. As you can see, XPath, that's the top level document. Outer HTML, it's passing content, but there should be methods there that allows you to perform a search. Which leads me to believe I'm just going to need to create a quick dump file to kind of remember some of the stuff I wrote. That the driver is the wrong version. Version is it? That's 1.11. If you go and grab it. Unless it's... No, it should be adding that. Okay, cool. Oh, I need to kill this. We can do now. That should be providing the actual methods. So what you need to do is create a driver. ESE driver. All right. Excuse me. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Mucking around. Firefox. Start URL. I'm just going to paste that there so we have a copy of it if we ever need to bounce the terminal. And let's continue on. So now if I have a look at the driver, we go to the HTMLAgilityPack document. Document node, get member. Why is it not adding it? Where is it? Hang on, let me go back to my demo code. Document node, no, where is it? Document node. There's a method that we can call that actually does the search for us. I think it's because of the versioning. HTMLAgilityPack. Document node, select single node. Is it select single node? It's right there. I've just been... so if I go document node, select nodes. There it is there. I've just been having a man look. Great. Okay, cool. Wow. Oh boy, I've just totally now need to run that. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. Paste that in there. That's fine. Okay, so we should have our element. There we go. Good to go. Sweet. Okay, so next thing that we need to do is perform a lookup to get the subsequent one. So we can just tailor XPath query. And then we can go output dot rat hdriver HTMLAgilityPack document node document node fine. Okay, cool. It's select single node. That didn't work. Just gonna quickly put that in a stick that there for the time being. So I have it. So okay, we're gonna have to quickly go and do a quick XPath refresher. What I might quickly do is just do a quick search by the class. So that returns it. But we want to make it a little bit more. Okay, so that means then a tag. Is it tag? Tag name. XPath search on tag name. Solution contains local name. Contains local name. Yeah, it's HTML tag name. I don't want the tag. Locating elements by tag name, getting XPath query. I want to be able to element. Quick. Yep. Syntax. Select all nodes with node name. Select from the root node. Select all nodes in document. Yep. Okay, cool. Selects attributes. Okay. Select all the title elements that have lang attribute. Okay, so if that's the case, I should actually insert the tag in there and remove that. Just quickly flip these around. 0 and 1. Output dot tag name. What type is that? It's a string. Why does it have an issue with that? Why does it have an issue with that? System.object. It's a type string. Doesn't like it. Why isn't it liking it? Ah, it's because there's an extra comma there, that's why. There we go. So if we rerun that XPath query, expression must evaluate to a node set, but it is. It's an input. Title. Select all the title elements that have an attribute named lang. That have this is Ooh, excuse me. Ugh. Mm. Hmm. That should have worked. Why is it not working? Because it's a type input. And the title is the element. Selects all elements in the document. Selects all title elements that at least have an attribute of any kind. But it's an input. Exception calling single node. Expression must evaluate to a node set. Maybe it needs to be in a sub. Okay, that works. Is there anything else that we can retrieve from here that can potentially... It's got to be something else I can use. Like, I don't really want to just... ID... I know that there's... This is the thing with web's pages is that they either have IDs, they don't have IDs, that's just all over the shop. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dynamically if there is ID, it will append it into the XPath query. So we can just say there's an ID, XPath query, replace okay, string literal with left is ID. So we need to get something that has an ID. ID equals. Do you have anything in a Google page that has an ID? If there's an ID, it will add it. We can just go output, add member, member type, no property, name, we just call it HTMLAgilityPack. Value. Just append it, just have it straight in there, and ID is equal to just do that, see what happens. See what happens. Yeah, I don't think that was going to work. What am I actually? Oh, it's not gonna. I need to refresh it. Oh, this is such a challenge. We're going to need to test this on a different web page, but essentially, really, we can get rid of that line. I don't really care. I just want that line gone. Honestly, though, if there's an ID, I actually would just rewrite this whole thing in general. I would actually say if there's an ID, do that. Match. And then we can say, honestly, I can just basically say, get rid of that. Just get rid of that and put that there. If we're looking doing loose matching, let's say get attribute ID. And then we can just say here, on loose matching, by basically just putting in the class. And what we can do, if output if using XPath. So if it's using XPath in the lookup, we can just basically do a literal lookup there, and then it will try and do a loose matching based on class name. And then all we need to do is actually just go ahead and run that and append that to the end. So we can just say else if we can just basically say by equal to XPath. We can do a straight literal lookup. So if we go find SE element by XPath selection, what's selection? Where's selection? Let's apply as a timeout by value. Get names by SE selector. Validate scripts. SE selector by value. Attributes, filter. Where's this XPath? How is it passing XPath in here? I'm going to say by. By element, from milliseconds of timeout, by condition, find elements by condition. By value. So then what we can do here is we can just literally just say if buy's we can literally just basically make value the XPath query, and that will basically do an XPath lookup directly without having to do a loose matching, which is better. Yeah. And so then we can then return our output. Perform loose matching. I'm just going to stick all this on one line. I'll make it a little bit easier. Like so. Okay, so now what we can do is if we bin this, reload this, kill that driver. Let's go ahead and load our driver. Good to go. Output. Now if we have an outlook and output, we should have another property. We've got wrapped driver. Do we have anything else being added there? No, we don't. Okay. Let's go quick. Need to reload this. Get rid of that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna import the module, that's why. That is loaded. Okay, it's not actually calling, well, it's calling find SE element, but it's Alright, we're gonna need to have a look at the PSD file. Is it aliases that it's exporting? Okay, so it's not exporting any aliases. Just need to figure that out. This integration. Resolve name, which is get SE element, which what we're working on here. Do a quick right host here. See where it's actually triggering this. Not the best way, but it is what it is. Not even writing anything in there. But both absolutely nothing. How is it actually doing this? Is it? Well, that's your test. That's a search, documentation, tests, documentation. Where is it declaring the alias? Documentation. Yeah, it's in the public directory. Why? And the thing is that where is it actually? Is it down the bottom here? Why is it exporting the aliases? Type Selenium. Actually doing that, because at the end of the day though, there should be a reference on the alias. Oh, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Not there. We also have to refresh that, so I'm going to trigger. Go get SE element. Let's try this. Not even processing it. That's the thing. I was wondering whether it's delete that, reload it, see what happens. I deleted the output because I do not know why it's not calling get SE element. I don't know where it's going, but it's not logging it. Yep, cool. All right, so let's go and import that module. Okay. Go there. Get the output. Is it actually putting anything on there? No, it's not. Now, if I say get SE element, it's not even calling that. Like, where is it calling this? Get command, get SE element. What was the definition? That's the script block. What? Okay, something's not right here. Something is definitely not right here. Where is this? Commandlet binding. That's the definition. Name, get SE element. Module. Is it in the PSM1 file? No. Where is it? Alright. If in doubt, search for the text. Okay, something is definitely not right here. If it can't find that text, something is not right. How is it getting this? Where is it? Get SE. See, that is fine. That's the definition. I have a sneaking suspicion it's probably referring it to from the actual module. Hope it's not, because it means that there's a bug. VS Code. Yeah, so this is the actual module that I have installed. I think it's getting it from here. That's where I think it's getting it from. I think while it's actually importing it, I need to bin that module for the time being. Just make sure. Because I was sitting there just like, this doesn't make any sense at all. How is it that it's causing that issue? So for each folder and okay, so classes, get child item, public, go through the base names, export module member. Okay, there is something weird going on there. That is weird. Maybe it didn't like the PSD file. No, it wants a PSD file. Well, let's find out if it's actually going to do it this time now. Let's go ahead and kill all my drivers. Like, it works, but it doesn't work. It's kind of like this. Yeah, the find SE element command was not found in your module SE MVP, but the module could not be loaded. Okay, then let's go and run get SE element. A parameter cannot be found that matches the parameter name target. What on earth? A parameter name cannot be found that matches target. It doesn't even need the driver. Well, that works. Error formatting a string. Index 0 base must be greater than 0 or less. XPath query. So... So it doesn't like that. I'm going to try and drop a breakpoint there and see if I can actually get it to trigger. The term init SE driver is not recognized. This is, well, frustrating. So I have a... What is this build based off? What branch are we on? We're on version 4, preview 3. I'm not happy about that. All right, I'm going to rebase my changes off master. I thought I based it off master, did I? If I haven't... Easiest way to find is to have a look. Get SE... This is not right. Like the build, the build that's Get a C element. I'm really interested to do a comparison of the build from master to what's actually currently in production. I'm just looking at what the elements. This is the master build. The master build seems like it's... Okay, let's have a look at 2 years ago, version 2. Oh my gosh, okay, so there's examples. So that's 355 commits behind the master. Developers 1 commit ahead. Yeah, what's here? It seems that there it is. So the master branch doesn't contain the latest build. Um, and the problem is it doesn't actually create, it doesn't have all the, it doesn't have the structure. So it's basically just a straight PSM1 file. Oh, this is a massive headache. I should have been able to just clone straight from master, which I known was a known good source. The master isn't the... So let's have a quick look at master's build. Built. There you go. People are only pushing builds. It's not a big issue, it's just a pain in the backside. So what I'm going to need to do is rewrite some of this now. So what I'm going to have to do is commit my change. This is such a pain. Troubleshooting it, trying to figure out why it's not working, and then you basically come to the fact that basically it's been actually disappointing. What's done is done. So what I'm going to do is basically grab all that code shove it off into the side, so I don't lose all my all my changes. Oh, there's already one there. So, the first things first, let's go and grab I'm really not happy about this. Spent ages trying to get everything squared away. And then you're trying to have to backtrack everything because what's actually provided isn't that proper. Alright, so I need to go to the assemblies, grab the HTMLAgilityPack. I'm just going to do that. Next thing we need to do is grab the init and the init HTMLAgilityPack and refresh. So we need to go internal, init.ps1, init HTMLAgilityPack and refresh. Like that. So that's internal. Paste that like so. Grab that. Put that in public. Now we need to get the SE HTMLAgilityPack. Refresh. That SE URL. Start SE driver. So now we need to then grab Selenium classes. And then PSSelenium. Okay, I've got it. Now, since I've got it, I'm going to discard, just bin all that. Go and have a look at our branch. Which one's most recent being submitted again? It was... it's develop branch. Creating new. I'm going to need to delete this current branch. I need to switch. Develop, delete that branch. Really not happy. Now we can create a new branch. Now we can start integrating our changes into the PSM1 file. So first things first, let's go ahead and that We need to go to the assemblies. Assemblies in. Didn't do anything with the farmer driver. Discard, stay. So added the assemblies. So the next thing we need to do is let's do the classes. What we need to look for is really disappointed. What is Mr. We got a truck out there. He's going to be doing an 8-point turn. Could have just backed into my driveway. Anyway. Okay, so so it's checking for Linux. Okay, I need to stop and restart the S code because that's broken now. Our object contains honestly just really upsetting. So that's adding the HTML, which is pretty much adding the classes. Now I just need to add the drivers, the required assemblies, the PSD1 file. This is honestly frustrating. Not happy about this. Really not happy about this. How did you commit to these repos? That's... So the most recent commit was on March the 7th. The problem I'm going to have is I'm going to raise all this code and it's not going to properly work. Like, and I'm already looking at just an absolute mind bender of integration again to try and get this to work. The assemblies. Okay. Hope this can load, but I'm not particularly optimistic. It looks like everything, the way that the module's built now, is completely different. Disappointed. It's probably today's word of the day. I didn't think that we were going to be mucking around in Git to try and figure out why stuff wasn't working properly. This honestly grinds my gears. This broke the entire formatting structure and basically made a whole bunch of changes which well, we might as well add the internal. So there's an init apparently. Let's go function. Okay, so what's an init? How's it initializing? Okay, I don't really care about the initialization component. I can copy the HTMLAgilityPacks into the internal. Okay, so the next thing we might as well do is add the initializations. So I'm not going to do get SE element, but I'm going to start adding the let's add some. So I can actually keep track of everything. Cool, regions are right, and I've just added that region. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is get these functions. So SE URL. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we're going to refresh the HTMLAgilityPack in there as well. So the driver just navigates anyway to the URL. I'm going to add the HTMLAgilityPack. And now we've got a start. Actually liked we're going to add that back in. What we're going to do is start Firefox. And I'm just going to inject this in. MP driver member type node property. the browser, inject the HTMLAgilityPack. Like so, and then what I'm going to do, script SEO driver. I'm going to, if there's a start URL, and then I'm going to refresh it, like so. And so I need to re-add that for the remainder of them, but hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. So let's go and bin it and re-add this and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to go start SE Firefox. I'm going to put a driver in there. I'm going to go URL, HTTPS, google.com. Browse to it now. However, it still hasn't returned. Okay, now it's good. Yeah, see, that's really slow. So slow. Does it include the HTMLAgilityPack? It does. Okay, cool. So so that means now that's running, which is good. So now I just need to integrate the changes, which was find SE element. Yeah, this is a pain in the backside. So if wait, else do that. This makes a lot more sense now. Wow. I want to at least get that change added in here today. Like, that's the goal, is I want to be able to at least have this added. It wants the driver and element maybe not be specified together. Okay, so this needs to be cleaned up. I'm going to focus on just adding the HTMLAgilityPack first, and then we can figure it out later. So the idea here would be to go by CSS, get CSS selector, else the way that it adds it, get SE element, get SE element, get SE element. Well, I think what I'm going to do is add outputs to everything. Never use, that's fine. Okay, so basically fetches it all, target find elements by name. Okay, so we can just go output like so. And then what we can do here. So the way we're going to do this is say perform a lookup to get the subsequent. First things first, refresh the driver. Can we get the driver in here? So if the driver is null, target is driver, target is element, so we just basically pass target. Like so. Append the ID in the XPath query if there's an ID, strict match. So we can just say ID, get attribute. You can just basically say if ID. And all we need to do is do this. Get rid of that. Put a 0 there. So if that's by ID, if it's by XPath, by XPath, pass the XPath in. If it's by loose matching, tag name, get attribute, pass the class in. Go ahead, Add the property to the output. Return it. Okie dokie. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get an actual object. And that this today wasn't all for nothing, which should be nice. Okay, so object started. Now we can basically go and find it. Oh, can't F8 that. Okay, find. Oh. Target driver. We're waiting on that. We can go ahead and copy that. Oh, we got something back. Oh, we got broken stuff. Okay, cool. That's at least we know it's working. Cool. And it's hung badly. Badly hung. So XPath query, formatting a string 0 base is greater than 0. So what is it trying to deal with? Class and ID. ID doesn't go there. And then we can just clear that, bin that, refresh that. And go ahead and reload. Load, start it up. Should make this a PS1 file. So that's done. Chuck that in there. So class blah 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 has an invalid token. So let's go and have a gander at it again. Bin it, reload it. Hopefully this time we can get some action going on. All right, there's no errors. Good start. Let's see if we actually got a property. Wrap driver's still there, great. Wrapped HTMLAgilityPack element is there. Let's see what we get. Aha! Look at that. How cool is that? So now if I can go child nodes, parent nodes. Yes! Payday. Cool. So now it will, we can actually have searchable content here now. So we're not muddling around, which is really, really cool. So that makes it a lot easier now. Since we've got all this. So the thing that I'm thinking of doing now is, do we want to write a parameter in here and have it add the HTMLAgilityPack property? Just trying to think of a use case. Because at the end of the day, though, it's offline loaded, so it's running side by side. In terms of performance, it's not bad at all. So I think that's okay. I think that's gonna be okay. So what we can do now is add the driver info for HTMLAgilityPack. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. Paste that. Oh, Internet Explorer. Just be like, sorry, no, you don't get that. There's no Internet Explorer. No, no Internet Explorer for you. Apparently I added that one. No Internet Explorer. Ah. I should just totally... Yeah, it's like new object. Internet Explorer options. It's just like completely empty. I don't even want to integrate it into it. Like, I'm not going to integrate it. Like, if you're going to use it, great. If you're not, great. Yeah, because there's nothing in there to do. We're just going to leave it at Firefox and Chrome for the time being. So we've got the elements now added. That's integrated. So let's actually write some interesting stuff now. So what we can actually do, and this is pretty cool, is now get HTMLAgilityPack driver. So you can get the agility pack if you want. And the other thing we can do is we can go get SE child element, and then we can go function, oh gosh, get SE child element. We can go get SE parent element. We can get param block. The only thing we need is L driver. What we can do is just grab find SE element and just take it out. So So we can accept. We'll just accept an element in this. What? What is that? We're just going to accept that. So what we can do is just basically say type name is that element, it's mandatory, and then what we can do is we can just basically go get se element, test if we can just say then if rat HTMLAgilityPack element is not if it's null, throw an error. We can just basically say HTML agility pack was not loaded. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly go AFK for 2 moments, have a quick break, and I'll see you when I get back. All right, I'm back. Okay, let's go back. Get it cracking again. So, the next thing that we want to do here is test if that exists, and then what we can do is we can literally just use the HTMLAgilityPack's XPath ability to actually do the querying. So we can just go get SE, find SE element. We just pass the element straight into it, and then we can just go XPath, and then what we can do here is we can go XPath rat HTML dot rat HTMLAgilityPack element dot dot child. Ooh, we're going to need to return multiple. So what we're going to do here, child T, and then we can do that. So what we can do here, so if we go, let's just go parent because I know that there's something in there. So if we go output.rat HTML ability path parent, and then we can go, is it child nodes? It's child nodes. We can go child nodes, and then we can go XPath. But at the same time, what we can do here is we can just say parent. We can actually spell parent. Oh my gosh, come on. Parent node, XPath, like so. But yeah, so then basically, I'm just going to put that down there in a comment. What that means is that it will return the XPath property, or the XPath values for that, and then we can just effectively just pass that in as so. And that's it. So, and that will return back to the pipeline. So we can actually test that right now. We don't even need to reload a function because we can just go get SE child elements, pass in the element output. What's output? Get type dot name. It's an object. Okay, so first things first, HTMLAgilityPack does not contain a method named find elements. So we can actually just pop this off in a separate PS1 file, load it, drop a debugger on it. So we should have an element, which we do, great. Do we have our child nodes? Oops, it's hung. We're going to need to wait for it to finish returning. Come on. Oh. Please don't hang. I don't want you to hang. I'm just gonna private. It's hung. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if we go XPath, nothing's there. So what's it do here? Okay, so what we can do is basically just say if null is not equal to that, do that. And what we can do is just rerun that, put an element on that. Okay, so basically it's nothing there. Great. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to do this, the parent, get SE parent element. So now what we can do is say, we jump back in here. We can go if null wrap type parent node XPath, and then what we can do here is say get rid of output, and that should literally be all we need to do here. We don't even need to get a, it just needs to be a straight find SE element. So what we can do is go ahead and run that. Get SE parent element output. Output should be still there. Yep, it's still there. Okay, something's not right, so I'm just going to drop a debugger on this, rerun it, see what's going on here. Is there an XPath? There is. Can I actually pull it? I think it can't actually do it. I might need to use the wrapped driver and pass the driver in to actually get it, because it might not be able to return it. Oh, sorry. It might not be able to return it because it's a child element. So what we can do here, let's have a look at the wrapped driver. And we can use that to actually extract this out. Just makes it a little bit easier to manage. Yep, okay, cool. So what we can do is go to wrapped driver, like so. Let's stop that, relaunch that. See if this works. Not do it this time. Please work. Exception calling, exception with a null response was thrown. The status of it was unknown error. No connection could be made because the target machine actively refused it. So it looks like it broke. Missing HTML Selenium driver. Please start the Selenium driver. So it looks like it's complete. The driver's stopped on this. So this is one of those times when we need to restart our driver. While it's still there, I'm just going to relaunch the driver. Get the element. So that's loaded. And then we're going to go get that element and then see how we go. So now if we paste the output to find the element, we should be able to find the element. Now we've got that element. It should hopefully return the parent element when we go and fetch it, which will be cool. Okay. I'm going to do another search just to make sure that the driver's still active before we do this. Because I pressed the Control C and that broke the driver. Whatever you do not cancel anything inside of a when it's running something, or it will break your driver. Fun facts. Okay, so what we can do now is let's just do another search and go and find that specific class. Hopefully that comes back with something. Okay, cool. Now if we try and get the parent element, what happens? Let's just run it and see what happens. It's either going to throw an error or it's not. Oh, look, it did it. It did it. How cool is that? So we're able to return the parent div now, which means we should be able to actually get the children as well. So let's just put that here. We'll just dump that out into there, and you can see that it's still wrapped it, so that's good. And each time that it runs it, it will refresh the HTMLAgilityPack too. And you do not Control C here, even though it's printing out content. It seems like it's trying to evaluate stuff, and that will break the driver. Yeah. So once we've done that, now what we can do is we should be able to get the child elements from the parent. So now if we get SE child elements, and we can then go element par, we got a problem. Doing. Please start the HTMLAgilityPack prior to. Okie dokie. It should be an element. Yeah, we've got our wrap driver. Elements by XPath. The wrap HTMLAgilityPack element. There's our child node. How many do we have? We got 3. So let's just drop a breakpoint there and see what happens. So we have an XPath. Because it's looking at the element, it probably wants to use the wrap driver. That's probably why. Okay, so let's just put the wrap driver in there and use the wrap driver instead rather than the element. So let's go ahead and rerun that. Just waiting for something. And then see how we go. I think that if we do that, that should fix it. Hopefully. It's stuck on something. I'm just gonna rerun that. Hopefully I haven't broken it. See if it actually it can handle with a wrap driver. Okay, so now I've got the children. We do a count. We have 6 elements. Interesting. What do we have? Tag name. Empty style div input. Well, it's interesting. Even though we had 6. Maybe some tweaking. So if it's because this said there was 3. So I'm just gonna say if I'm gonna skip it. Rerun that. Let's stop that. Rerun it. You can see it's pretty busy, which means that G'day Eric, how you going, mate? I think that if it's loading the agility pack, this is not the agility pack, this is Selenium running slow. That's what I think. This is the agility pack running slow, unfortunately. Well, what's the count now? Count. It's 6. How can it be 6? That's 0. I think I need to tweak something there. That's something's broken there. Oh, how did that switch to? Okay. I hit a button or something and it switched to large me. Okay, so that's returned nothing, I think I'm going to say right host that, rerun that and see what we get now. Just because I'm interested. Okay, so it's getting the style? I think, okay, so it's trying to get everything. So what I need to basically come back with is, um, well, there's 3 there. Style, div, and input. But then it's returned 6 items. Something's not right. Something is not right. How you going this weekend, Eric? Zero. That's 1. Just gonna go tag name. Oh gosh. Okay. It says 6, then what's this? You know why there's 6? So if I go 1 HTML, yep, 4. Find SE elements returning an array. That's why. So if I go to find SE element, I think that's why. What module? Okay, so we're gonna go restart our drivers. Gonna bin that one. Following that, we're gonna browse to Google, so that's our driver there. So what we can do now is once that's loaded, we can suss out the, no, why are you prompting me, Mr. OneDrive? We can then go and get the element. And then what we can do is say F8 that in. We can get the parent element. Find SE parent element. Do that. So that's going to return the parent. Get SE parent element. So that's going to return the a Selenium parent element. And then from that, what we can do is we should be able to get the children. By passing in the parent element. So we have a style, we have a div, and we have an input. Okay, so now it's child.count. It's still 6. Okay, that's something that I'm going to need to suss out and figure out. But essentially, it runs 3 times. It's probably because... Here's a question. Let's see what's in part. What's the count of part? What count? It's 2. So it's 0. And then we have something that's getting returned on 1. So for some reason, it's returning a div. What's on output? Yeah, I reckon there's 2 there as well. Yep, bang on. So there's a problem with get SE element. And for some reason, it's returning an index output of 2. I can only possibly suggest that it's because of the node property on the output. It's adding a property to the end of there, and it's actually causing it to fail. How can we test this? Okay, easiest way for us to test this is get rid of that. Yeah, unless it's refresh the HTMLAgilityPack. Is the HTMLAgilityPack good? That's why. Refresh HTMLAgilityPack's returning the refresh property. That's why it's happening. So I'll need to fix this so that it doesn't return anything. But the thing is that I still want it to be able to return. I just don't want it to do what it's doing here, which is returning the source. So if I go and have a look at this one, okay, so what we can do is let's go and find back. So that's fine. Okay, so that's refreshing it on the source. 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 So that's fine. Because it's just passing it. It's not actually doing anything with it. What's find SE element doing? Yeah, that's what's going on. It needs to be the source. So let's fix that up. Reload the module. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's go ahead and bin our driver. We can just basically test it this way. So that's started up, which is good. But the key output's going to be here. Will it actually return the correct output? Okay, so that's good. Now what I want to do is have a look at the actual HTMLAgilityPack now. Make sure. Perfect. All right, so now if I get my parent element, geez, that was a little quick. That was a little quick. Let's just go output now. Yep, that's fine. So if I run this now, that's too quick. Drivers there. What about the HTML? HTMLAgilityPack is wrapped. The reason why it's probably not working is because I haven't called it. So let's just go ahead and reload that. And let's go and rerun this. This should now return our parent, which should be single item. Count, yep. And now if we go and get our child elements, we should have 3 results rather than 6. Okay, so if we go child.count, perfect, fixed it. So that means now that we have the ability to be able to get the child and the parent the top here and add these functions. That gives us the ability to be able to add the child and the parent now without having any sort of any issues. So what we can do is just paste that in there like that. I'm going to make sure I put my region back in there just so I can actually use it. Region. So now that has added that functionality. So we can query children and parents. Probably just clean this up a bit. Get rid of all that. Doesn't need to be there anymore. Without having to worry, without having to deal with all the shenanigans. So, which is really cool. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is build out some automation to write some unit tests, things like that, but we can wait till next week for that. So, but the key thing is that now we can embed parent and we basically have XPath matching across both elements. And so now all we need to do is, both products. And now all we need to do is be able to handle that. So the key thing that I'm probably going to have to fix is this here, because I think that this could probably be written a bit better. So it's kind of not the best way, but we can basically fix this. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. And I think that yeah, there could be a way we can refactor this whole function to kind of be able to get that to work. So But anyway, that's it for me today. Unfortunately, I have to go. Just going to discard those changes. I'll be back next week where we will be continuing on with this. Hopefully, write some tests, maybe refactor some of the code, get it in, get a PR raised, and hopefully get that looked at by the team. It just means that then there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that can be done. Um, the functions. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, um, come back next week. It'll be happening roughly around the same time. I might stream for a little bit longer. I started a little bit later today because I had got a bit of cooking I had to do. So um, I hope you guys have a good evening or a good day, and hope to see you guys next time. Anyway, bye.